All right, let's look at the next discussion now. Breastfeeding. And that is one of the most effective ways to ensure child health and survival. However, nearly 2 out of 3 infants are not exclusively breastfed for the recommended 6 months, a rate that has not improved in 2 decades. The month of August marks Breastfeeding Awareness Month, a campaign funded by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services to empower women to commit to breastfeeding. Breast milk is the ideal food for infants. It is safe and contains antibodies which help protect against many common childhood illnesses. Women also have health benefits from breastfeeding for a long period of time. Breastfeeding decreases the risk of mothers developing breast cancer, ovarian cancer, type 2 diabetes, and heart diseases. These are some of the things we'll be looking at right now. Now, let's play you this report and then we get into the discussion proper.
For this reason, and to commemorate the day, St. Paul's Anglican Church held a lecture on breastfeeding and support to women. Speakers at this seminar stressed the importance of exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months.
We have decided to commemorate that week with a talk and demonstration presentation in our church. The idea is for us to be able, for this year, to share this information to everybody.
She needs to start breastfeeding the baby within the first 1 hour of birth. And when she starts within the 1 hour of birth, initiation and sustainability is very, very key. When a woman breastfeeds exclusively without breaking it, it acts as a type of family planning to her.
Exclusive breastfeeding is the best that can happen to any child. We employ our mothers of today to be committed and to be patient, to make sure that the children are exclusively breastfeeded for a period of 6 months. Even as a grandmom, I did that for my children. It forms a kind of bond between the mother and the child.
Nursing mothers bear their mind on exclusive breastfeeding.
I just gave birth 2 months ago. So I just started doing the exclusive breastfeeding, and I'm still going far. So with what I heard this morning, that still prompts me to continue. I shouldn't relent, because already I said I wanted to mix food with it for her.
You consume a lot once your baby don't eat another thing than taking breast. And you make sure you take enough water, like 5 to 6 liters of water daily for you to be strong and healthy.
World Breastfeeding Week is an annual celebration and awareness campaign highlighting and recognizing the benefits of breastfeeding in communities across the globe. This year, the theme for World Breastfeeding Week was Support Breastfeeding for a Healthier Planet. World Alliance for Breastfeeding Action coordinates the Global World Breastfeeding Week campaign that aims to inform, anchor, engage, and galvanize action on breastfeeding and related issues.
All right, those are the foundation of what we're looking at right now, because it's Breastfeeding Month, Breastfeeding Week, as we beam searchlight on this. So joining me in the studio is Grace Oguni. She is the Program Manager, Child Health Advocacy Initiative, and a social worker. It's nice to have you join me this morning.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Good to be here.
And happy Breastfeeding Week.
Yeah, thank you.
Great. Now, talk to us basically how important, it has been stressed, but we need you to break it down further, how important breastfeeding is for the baby on one hand and for the child on the other.
All right. Good morning.
Or for the mother, rather.
For the mother. All right. Happy World Breastfeeding Week to mothers out there. It's would say breastfeeding, we cannot overemphasize the importance. It's the value for the child. It gives the child a good start to life, you know, and it saves them. And then when children are breastfed, you can tell that, you know, they have higher scores of cognitive capability than the children who are formula fed. And then it also saves them from infection, diseases, even mortality. It's like the child's first immunity against death, against diseases and all that. And even for the mother, like we saw, it helps mothers to, you know, it gives them a higher chance of preventing them from ovarian cancers, breast cancers, even hypertension. It saves the cost for the family, and, you know, it generally helps the family at large and the world.
With all of this knowledge out there, how aware are mothers these days? Because every year we beam searchlight on this breastfeeding week and we talk about it, but from your observation so far, how aware are mothers and how are they imbibing this advice?
Okay. There is a need for us to increase the knowledge of mothers, not just mothers, even fathers. Like the theme for this year is talking about shared responsibility, you know, protecting breastfeeding and shared responsibility. So we need mothers to be aware. Mothers, the awareness is becoming more, and then we are still, you know, getting there.
Yeah.
So we need more hospitals, health workers, we need support groups to help us to share this information and give them more result-based evidences that breastfeeding works. And even the family, we need fathers, grandmothers, like that woman rightly said. So all these are, you know, the things that would help mothers to, you know, to create the total awareness for breastfeeding.
All right. Well, when it comes to responsibilities for the child, we can imagine, for those who don't know, but for the rest of us who are there, who have been there, who have children, will get to know that there's a lot, in fact, so much pressure on the mother sometimes. But break it down for like daddies and other members of the family. How can they help in a situation like this?
Thank you very much. Yeah, many times we think mothers are just the issues when it comes to breastfeeding. The failure or the success of breastfeeding is not only to the mothers. It includes everyone. It includes the fathers. It includes grandmothers, because most times they are like the caregivers, you know, when a mother puts to bed. And so we need fathers in the point where they need to provide nutritious food for the mothers. They need to support the mothers. Some mothers need reassurance when breastfeeding. Oh, my breast, one looks bigger than the other. I don't feel safe. A father needs to reassure the mother, needs to, you know, sometimes help take care of babies. Like some mothers that have older babies, a father should not just leave her to all the children. You can help take care of a crying baby, massage his back, you know, provide for the mother, and also give her assurance that you can do this and we can do this together. So where fathers, you know, we need fathers to have also increased information about this, and where that happens, you can tell that it could affect the general knowledge, the awareness of breastfeeding. So it's not just a business for mothers. It includes everybody.
Amazing. It takes a dad who knows these things, who has an idea, to be there, because sometimes some men just feel you know, you are made to give birth, so when it comes to responsibility for children, please take it, I provide, and that's all. But it's good you're telling us this so that people can get to understand, because that time of bonding matters and all of that. But if we have to draw it to the realities of today, where everybody is so busy, even the mother we're talking about is busy in the office, or maybe at the business, or there's so much bills to pay, and they all have to work to ensure that they're able to meet up with their financial demands and all of that. So the pressure of the reality is, how will the breastfeeding mother cope at times like this?
This is where we need the employers' help in this aspect. We need mothers to be provided with crutches within the organization, or we also need, even if in the case, we also need mothers to have lactation rooms. Organizations can have lactation rooms for breastfeeding mothers. Even if their children are not there, they can pump, like a safe place for them to express their breast milk. so that they can have something to take home to the child or to take to the creches to the child. And also, employers also need to protect mothers. There are certain policies, that may not favor mothers. It depends on, there are different organizations, but we need mothers to be protected. We need laws, policies to be enacted that will protect working mothers, and then the lactation room and all that.
Amazing. Oh, it's okay. That's fine. We see some, I think one or two of the states is even, I think it was in
Lagos
Kaduna State or Lagos State,
State.
that has been advocating that maternal leave,
paid paternity.
Exactly.
Yeah, paid maternal leave.
Uh-huh.
And even paternal leave for like the first 10 days of birth. It would really help a mother to adjust and adapt well to the new role of motherhood.
And it is also said that 3 months for maternity leave is not adequate.
No, it's not, because WHO says 6 months, and we know 3 months is not enough. So we need 6 months of maternity leave. This is part of what we are advocating for. We would really like to have it where mothers can fully breastfeed for 6 months and be at rest, not thinking, oh, I'm going to lose my job, or I'm going to be, I wouldn't get money if I take another 3 months off to breastfeed my child. So we need everyone to be committed to this cause.
All right. So on a week like this, how best can we commemorate?
Okay.
So that people can know, okay, it is breastfeeding week. As it is said, one shouldn't wait for this week before breastfeeding is administered. But then, for a week like this, to leave a lasting impact, how best can it be commemorated? Okay,
like we could say, the media is doing a good job. Having us here is quite good.
We're partners.
Yes, exactly. So the awareness, I believe many people are watching this, and and then we also, so we need help from the media, we need help from the government to also help us to enact policies. And then people also have social media platforms. They can personally use their social media platforms to share the gospel of exclusive breastfeeding or the importance of breastfeeding. So we need everyone. If fathers are talking about this, mothers are talking about this, the government is enacting policies on this, we have employers supporting this, then I tell you the awareness will be more than we have now.
What area, when you talk about government policies, what specific area are you talking about, so that we know that, okay, this is the direction where if there's a policy in that regard, if it comes out this way, is going to benefit? Or what area are you talking about?
Yeah, like we mentioned earlier, paid maternity leave till like 6 months, and then workplaces, ensuring that workplaces have lactation rooms, where mothers can go, and then protection of mothers in their offices, in their organizations, so that even a career woman can know that, oh, I have nothing to fear. My organization protects me, and they are aware that I'm breastfeeding. And then also for fathers, if that can happen, that fathers can also have, days off within a new mom's birth, then that could also help.
All right. Well, in many organizations, there are paternity leave now. I remember taking paternity leave, and I was like, oh my God.
Beneficiaries. Nice.
And I was like, well, I didn't give birth, but
you offered support.
Yeah, no, the point there is, because my organization understands that and created that template. So I had to be there with my wife to ensure that all that was done, which was good. So I guess that has to, that's what you're talking about, so that everybody can.
Yes.
All right. Now, talk to us basically from the perspective of culture and religion. We see these things have a very strong hold on us sometimes. How are they helping to create that enabling environment for breastfeeding to be enhanced or otherwise?
Yeah. In terms of culture, we know that we now live in a fast-paced society, and things are changing, unlike before, where everyone knew that a baby needs just breast milk to survive. But now people will tell you, oh, I'm busy, I'm working, I have money, I can provide formula for my baby, and you go to work and forget about it. Now culture plays in the point where we need to remind ourselves of how it used to be or how it worked then, and then help new mothers. We know that we have 21st century mothers now, who really do not know all this basics, so we can help talk to them about it. Even our grandmothers. Now there's also a part where grandmothers can say, no, you need to give the baby water, so we need to keep learning. Culture, you need to keep learning and relearning. We need to, ensure that everybody understands, educate them that it's just breast milk, no water, no fluid within the first 6 months of life.
All right, so some people have argued, we've seen a situation where young mothers argue with their older mothers, the grandma saying, no, the point there is, I have read it, there's nothing wrong in giving, water to the baby at times like this. I'm under pressure, I need to sleep, How do you handle a situation like that?
We have mothers who have had such issues, and so we encourage them to take their mothers, their grandmothers, the baby's grandmothers, to the child for vaccine during immunization, and then they get, this is where we also need health workers to help, talk to the grandmothers. Health workers already understand when they see grandmothers, they know grandma. No herbs, no this, they stylishly say it, and then we need health workers to help us inform grandmothers, and even fathers help inform, grandmothers. Mothers also help inform, grandmothers. We need to keep talking. We need neighbors. The support is, an all-encompassing thing. We need even experienced mothers that have knowledge-based information about breastfeeding and say, oh, I did this for my child. This is it. It works for him. She can also do it. She can breastfeed without water. She can breastfeed, without giving the child fluid, and he will be fine, So when there are evidence-based information, you can tell that little by little. Our grandmothers want the best for our babies. They would come by.
I like when you said our grandmothers want the best
for their babies.
But the point there is that point of I'm the one who gave birth to this child. It is my baby. You are old school. We are new school.
True.
There's always that communication gap where both sides don't seem to agree.
Sometimes,
exactly. And that's what I'm even talking about.
So this is where we need we need the parents, the father and the mother, to speak with one voice. The father may be the grandmother's son. The mother may be the grandmother's daughter, but this is a new child, and this is your own child. So you need to take responsibility, and so if that's why once you know that this is right for my child, then you assert it, and you try to lovingly tell grandmother that this is it, So we need the support of where the husband and wife speak with one voice. I tell you, grandmothers would also, they also want the best for the family and the children.
Interesting. Now there are situations where we've had some situations where the first few days or weeks of childbirth, the breast is not able to bring adequate milk and all of that. True. What happened in a situation like that?
Okay, it happens sometimes to mothers within the first few days. They could be they face breastfeeding difficulties, and so that's why WHO encourages that within the first hour of birth, breastfeeding should be initiated. There should be skin-to-skin contact. These are the things that send signal to the brain, and also to the mother's breast to begin to, produce milk, So we need breastfeeding to be initiated within the first hour of birth, and then skin-to-skin contact. And for children who are ill or who have, they have to take them to different room, neonatal care, we encourage rooming where the mother and the child can be together within the same space. So it's not a case of, madam, we have taken your child there, you can be here. No, where the child and the mother, there's a connection. The child stayed in the womb for 9 months, so for 9 months, the body was preparing milk for the child. So where these things are done adequately, you find out that it will be easier for the breast milk, to come out for the child to take. And then there are also, we are aware that there are difficulties where you have to clean the mother's nipples. You have to, in some cases, there are mothers that have inverted nipple. You need help, like they need nipple shield, they need other, but in this case, we need health workers. We need also breastfeeding support. Some mothers can do it, but maybe their positioning, they can't sit properly and, breastfeed. So this is where we need a breastfeeding counselor or someone who can help and say, you can do it, don't worry, this is how to position the child, this is what you do. So this is where mothers need support. So you can't just leave a new mom and say, it's a natural thing, go ahead and do it. It's natural, but we know that we need breastfeeding support for mothers.
But in a situation where the breast milk is not produced and maybe due to any kind of complication, one wouldn't, and all of that, what would be advised for the baby to take at times like that?
Okay, I would say if there are no extreme health conditions, keep initiating breast milk. It's with time, like I said, rooming, everything, with time, it will definitely come out. But some people are not patient. They say, oh, I've been trying, and you know, you have to keep trying. Keep trying to help the baby latch. Some babies may not be able to latch immediately. You need to, you know, maybe they have to like hold the areola together so that it can fit into the baby's mouth so that the baby can latch properly. Where all these things are done, if a mother is, you know, they say where there's a will, there's a way. So if a mother has that strong will to say, I'm going to breastfeed, I tell you, the milk will come out. That is in case where there are no extreme medical conditions, the breast milk will come out. The body has prepared for it. So the breast milk, just give yourself time, be patient with yourself and babies. And sometimes the child may not be able to latch, but by the time they start expressing, you pump, you express, you put it in a cup and spoon feed until the child is able to latch properly. So we really don't need formula, you know, to say, okay, since the baby cannot suck, try to express, you know, prepare your breasts. The nurses, the health workers can help with that. And before you know it, there will be, you know, something for the baby to take before he's able to properly latch on the breast.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's good to know that. Now, when it comes to awareness creation, there can't be enough awareness on this, from the prenatal to the childbirth, you know, and postnatal and all of that. And as it is right now, who are stakeholders that should be carrying out these messages out? You mentioned the media, of course. We're here now doing this, but we need to express, not everybody's watching TV as it is. We know a lot of people are watching, but not everybody's watching TV or listening to radio as it is. So how do we ensure that these messages reach people, especially in the rural areas where if you turn 360, you might not see any signage or you might not see any of these messages around, you know, wherever you are. How do we send this message out and keep it out there?
Yeah, the good thing about the rural area is most of them are even more aware that breast is the only, you know, only major milk for the child, you know. And then we talking about who, individuals, families, the society, neighbors, friends. We need governments, employers. So every part of, you know, every segment of the society, every institution within the society, they are made up of people. These are the people that we rely on to help us pass the information, including the media. So we have family, we have employers, organizations, we have the governments, we have the society at large.
Even
religious organizations. Yeah, they make up part of the institutions.
Yeah, right. We have to leave it here now. Thank you so much, Grace Oguni, for coming on the program.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing all of these ideas and tips with us. It goes a long way. Thank you very much for partnering us on this as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.